Hi again, my name is Rebel and I'm the Rebel Reseller, and today I'm going to be doing the first half of my What Sold video, which will be for Monday through Thursday of this week, December 16th through the 19th. It is now the 20th and we are leaving tomorrow on vacation, so I'm trying to get one last video in that we can schedule out to next weekend like it normally goes out. But y'all, I'm ready. I'm ready for this break. This week has been crazy still. Today being Friday, I put my store on extended handling and my sales have plummeted. And I expected that. I actually expected it to slow down earlier this week, but it did not. I want to say Monday was probably one of my best days of the year. I've had several of them though this month. This has been an amazing 30 days for sure. Yeah, my best year ever. So I'm very happy with, the effort that I put in has really paid off. And that is what it's about. You got to put in the effort in order to, do well in this game. So I'm looking forward to next year. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that we actually have good yard sales. I really want to work on our other channel, the pick-in channel, but that's going to be if we can find decent yard sales and stuff to share with you guys. So I'm hoping this next, yard sale season will be good and we can, do some of that also, but also source locally, because this past year we had to do a whole lot of traveling, which I like to travel. But we had to do it just in order to get, merchandise sourcing done. So it is what it is, but I'm ready for a break. So let me go ahead and share with you the things that sold this past week. I had sales on all 4 of my platforms that I'm going to share with you. And Etsy still, fingers crossed, Etsy still doing pretty decently for me, as few listings as I have on there. First is the one and only sale on Mercari. This was a Blankets and Beyond pink baby blanket and it sold for $11.50. And on Poshmark, I sold these Express distressed bootcut jeans for $15. I sold this Star Wars Chewbacca Plush backpack for $45. Nice. Levi's 505 men's jeans sold for $25. And the last one of these, this was such an amazing find. We went to one of a yard sale on one of those, in our town we have this one street, and every year, twice a year, they do this long, big yard sale. This was from 2 years ago. I bought, I want to say 8 of these. I paid $5 each. And the other 7, for some reason, sold very, very quickly. And this one just kind of stuck around for a while. But it finally sold on Poshmark for $63. And then Etsy. These first 2 items was from one person. I actually think this was a viewer sale, so I think this was Yvonne. Yvonne bought these on Etsy, and then she also picked up something on eBay. Pretty sure. But she picked up this Purina dog puppy plush from 1995 for $8.95. And then this Cabin Critters squirrel plush for $19.75. Pretty sure I got that right, but it could have been the other 2. I'm sorry, I don't see the names when I'm looking at these on the screens that I look at to put this video together. But thanks again, Yvonne, if this was you. And I'll get to say thank you in eBay side too. All right, and then I sold, this was this Peanuts Snoopy Marathon flat sheet. This was in my Snoopy lot that I picked up this summer. This sheet, it had some issues. Sold for $35.95. And then this Jim Shore Dashing Through the Snow Santa figure sold for $44.95. On eBay, y'all, this makes me laugh though, because this has been listed forever. And if I had looked at this more closely, I would have realized she's Mrs. Claus. But I didn't. I just have Grandma, Old Woman, Pillow Plush. Right there, the little Christmas thing. I could have used Miss St. Claus. Maybe she would have sold sooner, but nevertheless, she sold for $8.05. I crack myself up sometimes. All right, Walmart Brown Dog Plush, 15-inch, sold for $40.45. Build-A-Bear pajamas and little dress outfit lot sold for a best offer of $10. Y'all, I don't do free shipping, so all of this is what they paid, plus they also paid shipping. All right, this is the viewer sales, so thanks again, Yvonne. Yvonne bought this Applause Muppets Mr. Snuffleupagus for $23. Speak and Spell learning game by Basic Fun. This is a more contemporary version. If you ever find the vintage ones, they do really, really well also, but this was more contemporary. It sold for $19.95. Kenner Baby Wet and Care doll had some of the accessories with her. It was in really nice condition. Sold for $35.95. Baby Gap Bear 13-inch sold for $26.95. I just listed that. It sold almost immediately. This is a viewer sales. Raven actually purchased an ornament, I think on my last video, and then she purchased 2 more ornaments on this round. She bought my inside painted nativity scene bulb for $8.16, and then she also bought this Mary Mouse ornament for $7.66. I love the vintage stuff too. All right, Walmart Tan Bear Plush with the little paw prints on its feet sold for $12.56. A really old listing, so glad to see that bear gone. Fisher Price Little People. This was the wooden bodied queen. She sold for $12.11. She was part of the large pickup that my friend Sam picked up for me at a yard sale this past summer. He paid $50, and I think he got me like 5 sets of vintage Little People with buildings and accessories, and oh, it was such an amazing find. But I'm slowly but surely selling all of it off now. March of Dimes Bear Cub Plush. This person actually bought 2 of these type bear from me. She bought this one from $19.99 for $8.05. And then she also bought this Plushland one from 2002 for $11.66. Kohl's Pokey Little Puppy Plush from 2019. Just listed it and it sold very quickly, $13.45. Willie Smith Maxi Plaid Skirt sold for $26.71. Bachman Lifelike HO Train car set. I'm pretty sure this is the one that I picked up at a churchyard sale. I paid $20 for like a Xerox box size full of just trains and tracks and accessories. This train set sold for $49.95. Walmart Gray Rabbit Plush sold for $8. Bread and butter. Wild Republic White Arctic Fox Plush sold for $11.11. Tommy Hilfiger Jeans Hipster Bootcut sold for $15.94. Walgreens Bengal Tiger Plush from 2019 sold for $17.95. Fisher Price Little People Baby with the Yellow Bib also came from the lot that Sam found for me, sold for $11.66. Disney Beauty and the Beast Belle Bear Plush with her cute little outfit sold for $22.45. Animal Adventure Green Frog with the Easter egg from 2017 sold for $8.05. Barrington Gray Raccoon Plush sold for $8.96. I think it was in probably one of the bags from the red, white, and blue. So I list a lot of stuff from those bags, and a lot of them sell for bread and butter. Hallmark Rhonda reindeer plush. Again, I didn't realize I still had some of these listed. That's just amazes me. This one's from 1984 and it sold for $15. Baltzgraff Sugar Bowl and Creamer spongeware is like the design on it. They sold for $10. This is just one of those things. I'm probably not going to pick these up anymore. I'm going to really be careful with, a lot of the dishware and serviceware stuff. They take a while to sell, and I don't really care for the breakable stuff anyway. Playskool helicopter with the pilot and captain figures sold for $10. Damn it, dolls. They don't last very long in my store. I guess people just like them. This one was just the red and black with the circles, sold for $8.96. Cow plush from Jolson Industries, 1994, sold for $11.66. I had never found this brand before, but it's definitely one to be looking for. It only took about 2 months to sell. It is Hannah Anderson knit raccoon plush, sold for $26.95. Tichupi, don't know, plush from 2015. This was my one time I actually did a Facebook pickup. I did marketplace deal. I drove to one of the towns nearest. This person was selling several very unique plush. I don't remember what else was with this, but they were like from Europe. And I knew they were unique and something that I'm not going to find very often. But they took forever to sell, and it ended up selling on a 50% offer about. But it finally sold $25. Fisher-Price Little People, Little Santa, and Elf. I had the Elf listed for quite a while. Found a Santa just this past month. Ended it, added them together, and it sold $9. Axlon AG Brown Bear from 1985. I think it was supposed to have a sound box inside of it. If you had the sound box with it, it sells for quite a bit more, but mine was missing the sound box. But it still sold in about a month for $24.26. Another viewer sells, so thanks again, Sherry. Sherry saw this in a recent haul video. It is Gund Ramona the Gorilla, and she sold for $12.95. So thanks again, Sherry. This I sold the same day I listed it. It is a Happy Feet penguin animated plush by Thinkway, and he sold for $22.45. Kids Preferred Beatrix Potter Peter Rabbit Lovey sold for $17.95. Another very quick sell. Jellycat Maple the Bear plush sold for $17.95. This also just listed it. It did not have the sounds that it was supposed to have, but it was a Commonwealth Angry Birds Green Pig plush with the helmet, sold instantly $14.95. There's like a 9 or a 10-inch size of that one that does very well, but mine was a smaller version. Wrangler Women's Rugged Wear Fleece Lined Jeans sold for $15.94. Robert picked this up at an estate sale, I think. Vintage Shakespeare President Casting Reel sold for $16. It had some condition issues. 511 Tactical Men's Cargo Pants. We find these quite often in our area and pay a couple bucks for them. This one sold for $19.99. This was from my Peanuts Snoopy lot. These were 4 Play-Doh containers with the Charlie Brown figures. Unfortunately, you could tell the dough inside of them were solid. I just stated that in the listing. I'm sure somebody's buying this just for the containers themselves because they were all sealed and I wasn't going to unseal them just to dump the Play-Doh. And they still sold in about 2 months for $20. I think this was on a doll that I picked up at an estate sale. It was like extra. There was a Madeline doll, and this was on it that didn't need to be on it. She had a dress on already. I'm pretty sure that's what happened with this. So I sold this as a replacement, $7.15. Carter's Just One You Pink Elephant sold for $9. Meslin men's loafers. Pretty sure we picked this up at my favorite little estate sale company. Probably paid $1 or $2 for them, and they sold for $39.56. IKEA Smazlug dog plush sold for $17.95. This was from the private pick estate sale that we picked up a couple of years ago. Just bought a ton of plush. There were a lot of bears. This one, I just decided to go ahead and take a $20 offer on it. It's large. It was taking up a lot of space. Now, I got one of these in my Snoopy lot, but I haven't listed it yet. I already had one listed. This was a snow cone machine from 2009, and it sold for $16.95. I still got to list the other one. Funny thing is this sold on Poshmark, and then I got a cancellation request. So when I relisted it on eBay, it sold instantly. It hadn't been listed very long, so it was just kind of odd that I canceled it, relisted it, and it sold, right away again. This is a Build-A-Bear axolotl plush from 2022. I'm pretty sure I picked this up when we were down in Florida at the Red, White, and Blue. Sold for $29.95. This is another one of the Hallmark Rodney Reindeer plush. It sold for $15. I got a message on this today. It was shipped a couple of days ago. Not a nice message that the buyer is accusing me of shipping to the wrong address. It was supposed to go to a grandchild's house. It's actually being delivered to the person who bought it. I just don't think they understand that we don't change these addresses. We ship to wherever eBay tells us to ship them. So I don't know if this one's going to come back and get negative feedback or whatever, but I'm hoping eBay would take that off because I shipped to who I was supposed to ship. It's just, maybe she thought she changed the address, but she didn't. It is what it is, y'all. Maggie McNaughton women's skirt sold for $14.32. I sold it. There were a couple of you who said list the empty box. I listed the empty box and it sold within a couple of days. This was the box for the Kitchen Littles Food Mart that I picked up when we were down in Florida. I parted it out and somebody bought the box. $22.45. Sometimes, y'all, you just gotta list it. Just gotta list it. Russ Digby, the dog plush, sold for $10.77. Walgreens Easter Rabbit plush sold for $15. I just listed this. I picked these up at the bins. I was the first one to one of the bins, and there was just a bunch of action figures. This one sold within a couple of days of listing it. It was just a little black gorilla, kind of flexible rubber, sold for $10.49. Jellycat white polar bear plush. Y'all, it had a lot more wear than I was comfortable with, but I went ahead and listed it, just stating that there was, more wear, especially around the nose. And it still sold $15.25. It did take about 10 months, though. Gaffa gray animated rabbit plush sold for $17.95. Oh, something told me when I felt the texture of this shirt that I needed to do a little bit more research, because this was all that was on the collar. It was made in Hawaii, had that logo, but when I went down and looked at the little tag on the inside, by the waist, come to find out it's a brand called Sig Zane. Crazy prices. Just really neat Hawaiian shirt. And it sold for my full price of $89.68. So definitely one to be looking for. Needlepoint Christmas stocking, ho 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 Santa Claus, sold for $26.95. Kelly Toy Siberian Tiger. It was a large plush, 23 inches long, sold for $33. Disney Parks Lilo and Stitch doll sold for $17. Bananas in pajamas. Replacement outfit. There's one that's B2 and B1. This one was the B2 outfit. Sold for $15.25. Fisher Price Little People. These were wood head, wood body figures. Not in the greatest of condition, but sometimes people don't really care. Sometimes they use these to mod to, they'll build other characters from them. Sometimes they just don't really mind the condition of it because it's just going into a collection. Nevertheless, the set sold for $25. Funny story with this one. This person was desperate to buy this. Bought it, put in the wrong address. Asked me to cancel. Bought it again. The address didn't update. Asked me to cancel it again. Finally got the address correct and purchased it again. It was the Staken Precious Moments terry cloth doll, and she sold for $74.95. She is one of the Precious Moments plush to be looking for. Another funny story. I just purchased this at an estate sale last weekend. I paid up for it. I paid $20 for it. If you didn't know about this plush, $20 would have seemed like a lot, because if you go look at sold comps, there's a lot that are in the $20. But the condition, I knew this condition was much better than others. Other than the suspenders were stretched out, it was in really nice condition. There's lots of different variations of this Mr. Bim Zippy monkey. His arms were posable. Yeah, I think maybe Worth Point, maybe Terra Peak. I saw that some had sold for like in the 60s. But I just thought mine was in such good condition that I was going to throw a price on there a little bit above normal. It sold instantly for $89.95. So when you're looking at comps, you really need to pay attention to condition also, because on toys like this, they tear very easily. They're like stuffed with this one was like those pellets, and with the wires and everything in its arms, a lot of times that tears the fabric also. It was all about condition with this. So I was thrilled. I really didn't expect it to sell at my full price. But my best sale, y'all, best sale. I sold this Ditz Designs Basset Hound dog. When I showed it to you guys, I thought it was just a plush, but it was stiff. It was hard. It was solid. It ended up being a footstool. And when I went on to Worth Point, there were some that had sold for quite a bit. So I went ahead and listed mine for $149.95, and it sold at its 10% offer of $134.95. And this was gifted to me from my friend Shannon when we were down visiting in Florida. She didn't realize it was a footstool either. But definitely Ditz Designs is one of those brands to be looking for. They do have plush, but now we realize they also sell footstools and probably other furniture type items. All right, y'all, I've got to go get packed and get our stuff together. As soon as we get up tomorrow morning, which probably will be early, we're going to try to hit the road. We're due for some snow and cold weather, so we're just going to try to get on the road and get moving as soon as we can tomorrow. All right, y'all, I'm not getting to work, but you guys need to get to work. Bye.